So today we're going to jump into another topic. It's a topic we're all part of, whether we know it or not already. Data privacy and data governance, right? So we can all agree, at the minimum, we can agree that data privacy is a big deal out there today, right? So the question is that, what about data privacy, data governance? So we'll get into that details right now. And if you take a look at our um, WhatsApp group, I sent a few documents out there in the group. So if you don't mind, just take a look at those documents, open them also. I'm going to be going through some of those documents in the next few minutes. So let us just, but before we do that, let me just open the floor. Let me see what you guys think. All right. So the floor is open to chat. If I say data privacy, what comes to your mind? Let's think together. If I say data privacy, what jumps to your mind? If I say data privacy, what comes to your mind? For a second, let's forget cybersecurity talk and just think together and say, okay, if I come and say, hey, data privacy, okay, I like that. All right, I love that. Asset management, yes, I agree. GDPR, yes. Confidentiality, encryption, yes. Access, user information confidentiality, PII, personal identification information, yes. Protect data, safety of information, protecting my info, GDPR, securing the data. Thank you, Remy. Thank you. Thank you, George. Thank you, Gemini. Yep. Shala, Nee, Larry. Okay. Yep. I'm 100% with that mindset. Okay, let's take it a step further. If I say data security, what comes to your mind? If I say data security, what comes to your mind? If I say data security, what comes to your mind? Data loss prevention, encryption, protection. Somebody's using ChatGPT. Love it. Hashing, patch management. Okay. All right. That's a lot of good stuff you guys are putting together. Okay, fair point. Um, okay. If I say data breach, what comes to your mind? Data breach. What comes to your mind? Data breach. If I say data breach, what comes to your mind? Okay, that's what we got. Password, target. To me, I mean, target, Akin data leak. Thank you, sir. Interference, loss of dollars, invasion, information loss, hackers, unauthorized access. I love that. Scammers, loss of data, hacking, yeah, invasion of privacy, penalty, attack on data, hacking, unauthorized access, hackers, theft, 100%. Yeah, stolen information. Oh, the truth is that it's internal sabotage. That's a big one out there. It's one that we don't even talk enough about, to be honest. Because think about it. Who wants to be the one to be saying my coworkers are potentially target that can steal? You don't want to be the person that will be the leading stuff like that, right? So everybody just we all keep that part a little bit. We keep it on the low, right? That hey, even if my coworkers are potential suspect, I'm not going to be the one to champion that out, right? People just kind of just say, you know what, hey, yes, I know it's a possibility, but that's I'm not going to touch that, you know. And rightfully so, I can understand why people say, hey, man, I'm not going to, because if you are the one advocating for that within your organization, and your coworkers, they will just easily tag you like, seriously, you're the one leading that some of us are stealing data. Um, it's a good thing, a noble thing, but just a lot of people just try to not be the pioneer of, you know. And I'll tell you one story, real life. It's one of the areas that I think it's toughest to break into. You can sneak it in by using tools and solution, but a lot, at least I'll tell you from my own client experience, a lot of people want to bring in internal insider risk or insider threat. People just, it's a gentle nod of, dude, I'm not touching it, right? Because you try to pitch a project around internal, insider risk, and people just, nobody wants to take the forefront of leading such initiative. That's my experience. People just run from it. And it's hard to build a business based on insider risk. Because what that means is that you're going to do behavioral analytics, you're going to do threat analytics, you're going to do a lot of checking of anomalies within working pattern. It would include DLP, data loss prevention, talk about that later. And so people just say, you know what, let me give an example. If you are quitting a company in 2 weeks and you drop your 2 weeks notice, guess what? Now, does it mean I'll go back and check if you've downloaded anything the last 6 months prior to your coming? Because I can do that, right? I can go run a quick analytics to see, have you sent emails to yourself with company's information? Have you downloaded anything illegally on our network? So is that what we should be doing now? If you work late, which is not typical of your working hours, should we track you down, right? If you're so it's so much we can run analytics on you. So technically we can profile you, right? So we are getting into some gray areas of, am I profiling this person? Am I checking them? Am I so it's just a lot of ton of things. So people just sneak away not to make it like a main thing within their, they will sneak it under a different program, but they won't call it a standalone program, you know. So anyway, just wanted to sneak that in there.